Dying with style. Half fool, half hero.
Here is the man who takes a stand for God and sweetest fatherland. But here's the place where we revere the heroes of our city dear.
Oh, free salts. Don't mind if I do. That's their free. No, I don't think we'll take any of those. There we go. Mind you. Lots of upgrades now. Don't think the sniper rifle needs a damage boost. The carbine might though, so let's go for that. I assume possessing it meant I got the upgrade cheaper. And obviously, just get my swords back from that. Oh, this is going to be a boss room, I can just tell.
Our prophet, Father Comstock, commander of the 7th Cavalry.
That man did not lead the 7th. Hell, I don't even remember the guy.
Corporal DeWitt proved his worth on the field that day.
Well, I'll be. Slate? Is that you?
You've always been different, haven't you, Booker? You crave no glory.
Look, I see you're caught up in some kind of jam here. If you could see fit to let us through to where they keep this shock jockey, then we'll...
That tin soldier, Comstock, wants my boys dead. We won't die at his hands.
There's going to be trouble.
All my men have left is a choice. Die at the hands of a tin soldier, or a real one!
I don't mean to be constantly complaining, but really? Does he need to send these soldiers against me to die? Is there nowhere else in the world they can go? There's plenty of airships they could commandeer if they have guns, and they clearly do. So, if they want to fight against Comstock, why aren't they joining up with the Vox Populi, or just leaving? Makes no sense to send them at me. Oh, must be a checkpoint. Free infusion. Always love the boost to the shields. Now, as you've probably seen, I don't really use my salts all that much to need extra to them. I kind of just deal with what I've got. I feel like that's a reasonable amount to possess a couple of people per fight, and then if I run out, I just scavenge for more. The reason I'm boosting my shields is survivability is pretty much everything for me at the moment. As I do all the damage I'm going to need to ever do with my guns, the tonics, the special powers don't really seem to give me that much of an edge from what I found, unless I'm possessing someone, and that's again to use as a bullet sponge, so there's no real reason to go for that over actually having shielding myself. Now I have more to say on that, but considering I just saw red glowing eyes in grass, strap yourselves in, viewer discretion is very much advised.
The tin soldier is taking credit for the deeds of the real ones. Now your companion, young lady, he wrapped himself in glory on December 29, 1890.
Oh, glory! I didn't realise that was what they called it in 1912.
I can see you.
Little bit slow on that, buddy. You were asking me to come out where you could see me when you were already punching me in the face. Now, I assume that is effectively a boost to headshot damage, so let's hope I can actually make some use out of this. Damn, I was just being tricked into looting a lockbox. I was actually hoping I was looting the giant mask there.
With hue and cry, with hatchet red, they danced amongst our...
You were there. That wounded knee. I can see it in your face.
Tell her, Booker! Tell her how we strode that battlefield like the heroes of Sparta. I still hear the screams. Let's Comstock. Here's the soldier I spoke of!
And here we have the good old story classic of character A, being the guy talking right now, cluing character B in to something that is basically explaining the plot to us, which character C, Booker, should already know that we're playing as and doesn't. So it's effectively just filling in the gaps in a bad attempt to be subtle at exposition. It's effectively the same technique as if Elizabeth and DeWitt were stuck somewhere and they were talking, and DeWitt were to say something that you as the player playing as DeWitt wouldn't otherwise know. Now I know it's a relatively minor thing, but as storytelling techniques go, I really feel like it's kind of forcing us to be here, and then forcing us to have this reveal, and then it's just kind of, because the game's so on rails, it doesn't feel terribly natural that they have to be here and Elizabeth and we are learning about Booker's seedy past at the Battle of Wounded Knee, so on and so forth. Now I could be completely wrong in feeling or saying this, because we know nothing, and Booker's the one hiding stuff, and Elizabeth is the one learning along with us as we go. It almost feels like, despite the fact that we're playing as DeWitt, we should be playing as Elizabeth, because I'm, at the moment, empathising more with her than this guy that is hiding stuff from her and us as the player, because, you know, if he was open about it, we would be learning about it from him rather than the guy speaking over the camera. If I can get rid of this buttfuck of Crow while I attempt to talk about this more. I guess I'm more hung up on the fact that I as a player have so little control over DeWitt in certain sections, and by that I mean the section where I was yelling at him because he put his hand with AB on full display on the counter. I had two options there. One which was jump the gun and start shooting first, which makes me Han Solo, which is awesome. But the second option is leave my hand there, and I'm not sure what happens in the next scene, but obviously because you're leaving your hand with AD on it, and Booker should know that's a problem, you're going to get discovered and it's going to be a problem, and rather than being the bad guy, you're going to be the idiot. And I would rather be the bad guy than the idiot, unfortunately. Which is ironic, because I say that as I get myself killed by being an idiot. But neither of those are good choices. They're not choices I would have personally made if this was any sort of RPG where there was more than that stupidity in choices.
Take it!
Great!
You see, young miss? You see the man that Comstock wishes he was? A real soldier.
I don't want to do this, Slade. Just give me what I need.
I will. After you do the same for me. Come and look for me amongst the boxers.
Who are the boxers?
The Chinese. He means us to head to the other display.
Can you hear Comstock's tin soldiers coming to silence us? But we are the true patriots. The history that does not fit in their books.
Well, that's just taking the piss, isn't it? But this isn't, and I don't feel like the Bioshock series really has any RPG left in it. If you know anything about these games, the Bioshock series is the spiritual successor to System Shock, which had quite a lot of RPG in it, and the RPG has sort of dropped off over time. This being the third installment of Bioshock, it really has nothing in RPG left. And I understand, because what they're doing is trying to tell you a story. but it's one of those stories where you feel very much like you have literally no control over what's going on around you. And in a video game, where as a gamer you're used to having direct effects on your environment, it can be very frustrating. And again, I'm going to go back to that scene where DeWitt just leaves his hand on the counter. That's the most racist vampire I have ever seen. In a movie or something where you are standing back from the character, you could just not empathise with them, say ha ha, call them an idiot and move on, because that's a character. But when you're put in first person perspective of that character, and you can't empathise with them, as I am very much struggling to with DeWitt right now, because he seems to be such a fucking dimwit. All my interest, pretty much 100% of my interest in this game right now, is Elizabeth, and not caring for Elizabeth, because I feel like she could take care of herself with her tears and whatever other amazing abilities she pulls out of her hat, but just being genuinely interested with her story, which I'm hoping DeWitt is an integral part of later on, rather than just a coincidental part of that he seems to be right now.
'Twas yellow skin and slanted eyes that did betray us with their lies, until they crossed the righteous path of our prophet's holy wrath.